on the Rumble machine, Trump has done his little, like, occasionally he'll do his little run of like 1 minute or 2 minute videos, right? And sometimes you could, like, he's just covering for the fact that he, you know, I guess nobody's covering him or they're only covering his criminal shit. So he's like, I'll put out a bunch of policy positions that aren't actually policy positions. And it's the same shit I've been saying all along, but I'll act like it's new and I'll call it Agenda 47. Those things. We've looked at a few of those. And then some of them, he only puts either in, they're like secret videos on Rumble. So you can't see them unless he posts them in something, right? Like a fundraiser, usually. So somewhere, I guess maggots all over the country are getting copies of a video of Donald Trump explaining why he keeps fucking up Obama and Biden and how old each one of them are, because apparently he fucked up their ages, not just who's who. But sorry, hold on. And honest to God, I gotta say, I missed the one where he fucked up the ages, although apparently he's so nervous about it, he jumped straight into that shit almost instantly. He was like, oh, no, I didn't fuck up. Oh, he said Obama's 83. Is that what he said? Please don't make me want to take a rusty razor blade talking about Trump. Take one? You mean like in the, where would you take a rusty razor blade?
Drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
Yeah, we covered the Joe Rogan fuck up on the earlier show today. It was a good time. And welcome back, those of you that can stomach watching a warmonger who really wants to murder, death, and kill him, murder. And that's all I really want. I feel seen, because people really, you've cut me to the quick. You three people who are more, I guess, into division than anything else. But you've seen right through me and my warmongering ways. And so I'm glad you're back, because, man, I'm a goremonger. I don't know. Well, I have a friend who was a goremonger. He made horror films. I think that should be, goremonger sounds like a good name for a production company that does horror films. Yeah. All right. I'm a warmonger. I'm a warmongrel, I think. I'm late. I was trolling over Jimmy Dore's. That's a good time. We should. We've done that a couple of times. We jumped in there a couple of times, but I gotta say, it's really a waste, because if you look at his videos, here, I'll show you real quick. We're not gonna cover it, but like, because it's a waste of fucking time in some cases. Like occasionally it's needed, but like, well, I mean, let's look at the, yeah. Just take a look. This is one of Jimmy Dore's thumbnails. First of all, it's just kind of ass. Oh, get out of the way, Epstein and Trump. You're blocking the view of the thing. There you go. Hold on. Yeah. Trump's prosecutor is a brazen liar. Yeah, no, she's not, but whatever. A brazen liar. Can you imagine defending Trump and having the nerve, the chutzpah, the brazen nuts and chutzpahness to call someone else a brazen liar when there's a picture of Trump right there? That's kind of amazing. It's hilarious and stupid, but it's hilarious. But it's, yeah. So, God, I'm sorry about that. That was wrong of me. Oh, no, not him. Go back to here. There it is. Okay. Obama and Biden. Right. I mean, I don't know what he's saying there. We'll find out, but it looks a lot like, oh. Sorry. Here we go. Now, when Forbes puts these up, it means they're not regularly accessible on his Rumble site, insofar as I know, right? CSL, they don't post them. They don't post these. The ones we have to go to Forbes for are the ones that he sends out in a fundraiser, and so they post them, much to his chagrin, I suppose. But usually Forbes is all about just licking Trump's asshole when they post these things with the titles like Trump ravages Biden's border policies, those kind of things. Trump destroys liberal, blah, blah, right? That kind of stuff. They use that kind of language, and they don't write anything over the screen, which is interesting. But down below, they give them a big, puff headline. Not so much. I gotta say, when Forbes is starting to go, nah. Just in, Trump claims he aced cognitive test, tries to explain Obama-Biden mix-ups. This video is a minute 20. He tried, did he? He didn't try very fucking hard. Tries. In a minute and 20 seconds, he tries to explain the Obama-Biden mix-ups. Apparently, Forbes was not convinced. And I can't wait to find out why. Here we go.
Whenever I sarcastically insert the name...
Sarcastically. I think it's analogously. It's not sarcasm. Sarcasm is a very distinct. It's not even verbal irony. Sarcasm is very distinct. Simply, sarcasm is for comedic or non-comedic purposes, exaggerating something as the opposite traits that it actually has. Sarcasm is often what morons have instead of a sense of humor. What most people refer to, the funny part of sarcasm is usually actually verbal irony. But sarcasm is just when people go, oh, that's real good. Oh, real good. Okay, that was great. Oh, that would be terrible if that happened. That's sarcasm. That's not verbal irony. That's the dumb version. And that's, if you grew up in the South, that's basically how every third sentence is read. If you ever write a script about the South, there's got to be some character in it going, oh, that'd work out real good for like everybody. Okay, that's sarcasm. That swapping their names is not sarcasm. It's not. As a matter of fact, if you're inferring that they're the same people or that one is actually controlling the other, you're not being sarcastic. If you're attempting anything, it would be satirical word swapping, I suppose. But you need a button for that, as we all know. It's always important to have a satire button in case there are maggots watching who only understand baseline rudimentary sarcasm with no touch of verbal irony. By the way, the distinction, if you're wondering, between just saying, oh, that's really good, or oh, that's really terrible, when the opposite is true, and that being sarcasm versus verbal irony. If you watch Roxanne, you'll understand that in a script, I think Steve Martin did like 27 different drafts of that. You'll recall in the beginning, and if you don't recall, you should. Daryl Hannah gets locked out of her house, and she's naked, and she's in the bushes, and she's like, and she finds C.D. Bales going into the firehouse, and she's like, I need some help. They knock on the door. He comes over. He goes like, can I help you? And she goes, I'm locked out of my house. He goes, well, come on inside. I'll get some tools. She goes, I don't have any clothes on. And he's like, I'll be right there. And he goes back in and he goes, hey, you need any help with this? Nah, it looks pretty boring. He follows her home and he goes, would you like a blanket? She goes, no, I'd really like to stand here in the freezing cold. And he goes, I'll get the tools. And when he comes back out, she's like, nobody had a blanket? He goes, you said you didn't want a blanket. She's like, I was being ironic. He goes, oh, irony. Yeah, we don't really do that here. You see, people snow ski here while smoking dope. So irony's not really a thing. We don't really get it. Like, essentially it was like, I was the last practitioner of it, but I stopped because I was tired of being stared at. That being irony, I would rather I'd rather just freeze to death. Yeah, that's irony, not sarcasm of, that's real good. Oh, that's really terrible. Okay, now you know, that's the important distinction. And it's important because, for the record, this dumbass... Oh, hold on. Go back here. This dumbass actually thinks he's being sarcastic. None of those words apply to what he thinks he's covering for in this.
Whenever I sarcastically insert the name Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, for
Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, Obama,
Biden, as an indication that others may actually be having a very big influence on running our country, which is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's totally what I'm saying, except when I get the dates and all the rest of it. Also, if Biden's just following orders, then he's not corrupt and he's not incompetent. Whatever he's doing is the corruption and the incompetence of others. Corruption it has to have at least some level of motive and ability to it. You can't be accidentally corrupt.
Ron DeSanctimonious and his failing campaign apparatus, together with the Democrats' radical left disinformation machine, which is a big one.
It's a big machine. That's right. Unlike your machine, which is like this big.
They go wild saying, oh, Trump doesn't know who the president of the United States is. He must be cognitively impaired like Joe Biden is. No, I know
You mean the guy who's president?
names very well, never mix them up, and know that they are destroying our country. Also, and as
Okay, can I just say for the record, it would really help your case in this fucking stupid video where you're oddly defensive and kind of like, no, clearly not. I didn't make a mistake. That attitude, not helping. But also, 0 edits would really help. If it didn't take you multiple tries to say this simple 1 minute and 20-second statement about how you don't need any help and you're not stupid and you do everything on purpose and you have the best words and they're always in the right order and you know who everybody is and you know who's president and what, all that. If you could just button that up. And again, it's not live, so just shoot it again, fuckhead. Why would you have to? Why are there edits in this? It's 1 minute and 20 seconds. What? Look, look at this cut to this one, just so they can wedge out. Oh, let me make another thing clear. There is another angle on this so they can cut away without you noticing that he jumps like a fucking YouTuber.
whenever I sarcastically insert the name Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, for Biden as an indication that other...
By the way, he says the full name right there. That's a dodge as well. Because he just says Obama for Biden and Biden for Obama and that kind of, and he mixes the last names up. And the idea is like, no, I always throw in the whole Obama name afterwards so that it looks like I meant to do that.
Others may actually be having a very big influence on running our country, which is what I'm saying. Ron DeSanctimonious and his failing campaign apparatus, together with the Democrats' radical left disinformation machine, which is a big one, they go wild saying, oh, Trump doesn't know who the president of the United States is. He must be cognitively impaired like Joe Biden is. No, I know both.
Look, you see that edit? It was a more fluid one than others, but there was a definite pause.
Names very well, never mix them up, and know that they are destroying our country. Also, and as
Oh, that's a bad one, though. The second one sucks.
reported, I just took a cognitive test as part of my physical exam, and I aced it.
You know, I don't know if his doctor told him that, but one of the signs that you're sundowning is you don't remember you've already said something and you say it over and over again, and also feeling the need to be being defensive in general about your mental state at random. I mean, the fear of losing that grip is what drives you to do it, you know? Also, when did you take this?
I just took a cognitive...
Hold on.
No, I know both names very well, never mix them up, and know that they are destroying our country. Also, and as reported, I just took a cognitive...
Just took. He's been saying this about this thing for almost a month and a half now. I think the first mention I remember of, the first mention I think I can recall of him saying this cognitive test shit again was before October 7th.
Test as part of my physical exam, and I aced it. I also aced one taken a number of years ago in the White House. Biden should take one so we can determine why he wants to have open borders, no energy independence, a woke military, high inflation, no voter ID, men playing in women's sports, only electric cars and trucks that don't go very far and cost too much.
Well, I mean, I was just saying for the record, even if he does want all electric cars, I don't think he wants ones that don't go very far and cost too much. I do that, hence the the tax incentive to buy one, and the raising standards about the range and the ability that, in the infrastructure bill, there's a shit ton of like charging stations. So I think that would extend the range, one would think.
A weaponized DOJ, FBI, and
Well, obviously he wants that. I mean, I don't think you have to be nuts to want to weaponize your DOJ and attack you. I mean, that's obvious. If you were in there, you'd do it. So obviously it's not nuts. It's just you don't like it when you're on the receiving end, even though you aren't.
so many other crazy things.
Yes, all the other crazy things.
I ask President Biden to go take a cognitive test.
Sure. Tell you what, as soon as he talks about the Pence administration, we'll all request it as well. As soon as he calls you Mitt Romney. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So as soon as Biden, talks about your administration and says during the Bush administration, as soon as he does any of that shit, we'll all make the phone call, fuckhead. We're all good.
Because there's something wrong with you. Whenever I
Me? What the fuck did I do? That might have to be a drop. He's like, I call a... Wait.
I ask President Biden to go take a cognitive test because there's something wrong with you. Whenever I saw...
There's something wrong with you. There's something... Oh, God. Oh, my God. There is something wrong with you. I was just saying to Charles the other day, Charles, there is something wrong with you. And he was like, what? I wasn't even listening. I was like, that's it. Thanks, CSL. Bless you. There's something wrong with you. Hey, dipshit. I was about to say, there's no way Biden is watching this. But Obama isn't either. Which you are you talking to? You talking to? Do you mean Biden or Barack Hussein Obama, who? Oh, that's good. Can you imagine, like in a campaign, they're always doing they deal with crises all the time. Hold on. But my Lord and other body high. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Hold on. Hey, ooh. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna do that all fucking day. Obama. That's right. Jesus. So, where was I before I started dealing with this jack off? Okay. Oh yeah. Scandals. So occasionally, back in the old days, it used to take a Access Hollywood tape level of scandal to get somebody to like quickly run out. Sir, we've been discussing this. You have to get in front, sir. You have to get out in front of a microphone. You've got to settle this because if we don't put this to bed soon, it's going to dog us through the campaign, sir. This is going to be like aides bumping around you all the time going, we've been working on the statement all night, sir. And they're feeding it to you. And then you walk out today and go, I never had sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky, because in Arkansas, a blowjob isn't sex. And ask any trucker. Anything that doesn't make a baby, sex isn't sodomy and sodomy isn't sex. So anything that doesn't make a baby isn't sex. Your Honor, I rest my case, right? You'd have to rush out and, get in front of the story, and then fast forward to now, and what Trump's own people are probably like, we don't have to, just let it slide. Nobody wants to talk about it. No. And then he's like, I got to say this. People are going to think I'm sundowning. I am not sundowning. Nailed it. That is, this isn't good. This is not a good plan.